The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Will the Jets get a deal done with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson? We'll talk about the latest. SNY has new information, so we'll break that down and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Here on a Friday. Welcome in, everybody. Click the like button. By now, you know to do that. And, of course, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Another reminder about our draft party 20 days from now. All you need to do to attend is reserve your spot. Get your ticket. Click the link in the description if you're watching live. I just posted it in the live chat. Put your name and your email in, and it will give you the option to then buy your ticket. It includes a complimentary drink and an automatic entry into our epic raffle that will feature a bunch of signed Jet merch, Jet tickets, and a whole lot more. Before we get to ASMANIAC Madness, and we got a great one today, a heavyweight fight, I'd argue, between two of the more intriguing, beloved, respected, feared members of this community, that, of course, being Craig in Australia and the great Gary 3D Boxing. Let's talk about Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Now, this is the first offseason that both players are eligible for an extension. And we have seen a bunch of players in recent years at those positions receive extensions from the team that has drafted them. In the past, a lot of teams would have a policy. They wouldn't extend any player, until they get to their fourth year. But we saw the Jets, play that card with Quinn Williams a few years ago. And by waiting, Quinn ultimately had the best season of his career, and then he cashed in. Some would say, well, the Jets maybe should have just paid Quinnen early. But I remember thinking when that was happening, I didn't have a big issue with waiting a year with Quinnen. And then he really solidified himself as one of the more dominant defensive tackles in the league. I think when you look at Sauce and Garrett, it's a different circumstance. They have shown me enough where I think with the way the market continues to grow and those positions continue to get paid, I would try and get a deal done with each of them. And I've been on the record saying that for months already. I think Sauce Gardner, while having a down year, too much is being made of what his down year actually was. And a great story by Connor Hughes and SNY really compared the numbers here, right? So let's take this into account with Sauce. He's a two-time first-team All-Pro. He's the only player at that position in the history of football to be a first-team All-Pro back-to-back years to start their career. Now, Sauce would be the first to say he wasn't at that same standard this past year. However, I still think we overblow Sauce's quote-unquote down year. So, some comparison here, right? Quarterbacks threw at Gardner 47 times in 2024. They completed 25 of those passes for 391 yards. That's 53.2%. He allowed just one touchdown all season. Compare that to J.C. Horn, who just signed a 4-year, $100 million extension with the Panthers. He allowed 54.4 for the completion rate, 418 yards allowed, and 5 touchdowns. So Sauce, his bad year is still better than a guy who just got $100 million. Like, that's now the going rate for that position. And the cap, mind you, only goes up every single year. And specifically with Sauce, an issue he had last year was the penalty problem. I think with better coaching, and I trust Aaron Glenn in this regard, I think Sauce Gardner is going to be fine. Like, I think we're going to see the Sauce that we saw his first 2 years when him and Garrett Wilson were the offensive and defensive rookies of the year. So I would pay Sauce because the longer they wait, it's only going to cost them more. And I think we know this about Sauce Gardner. He cares. He says the right thing. He's a leader on the team. He's a leader off the field. You know, he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He's pretty low-key. I mean, what's Sauce's, biggest vice? He plays golf and video games. Like, I'd rather my star player do that than be at the strip club and doing things he shouldn't be doing. Like, Sauce to me is a guy that you're comfortable paying. This is not a Muhammad Wilkerson situation where you pay him and then he's never the same guy. I don't see that with Sauce. I would pay him. And because the Jets waited, maybe it cost him some money here with Derek Stingley getting his deal. But that's where I want to go next. So Derek Stingley just signed a contract for 3 years and $90 million. Stingley was better than Sauce this past year. There's no denying that. But Stingley's a guy that has struggled to stay on the field. Go look at games played and compare Sauce to Derek Stingley. Not even close. And Stingley, look, he takes the ball away more than Sauce. And that's certainly something I think with Aaron Glenn has the chance to truly improve. The Jets are going to play a more aggressive style of defense that I think is truly going to emphasize turning you over. And I've heard Aaron Glenn talk about that a lot in various interviews he did this past week at the NFL Scouting Combine. But we watched arguably the greatest corner of all time in his prime with the Jets and Darrelle Revis. Revis wasn't getting a whole lot of interceptions either. His teams didn't throw to him. So I don't just need to look at the interception total to determine whether or not I think Sauce Gardner is worth extending. I think he's worth extending because I do think the interception total will get better this year. I think the penalty problem will be solved. I just think he had a bad year. So did the whole team. Who had a good year on the Jets last year, right? Who was above their expectations to what they were coming into the season on the 2024 Jets? Is it maybe a couple players? Will McDonald exceeded expectations. Jamie Sherwood exceeded expectations. On offense, John Simpson exceeded expectations. So I think Sauce Gardner is someone you pay. And if the going rate is what Stingley just got, then that's the going rate. I mean, the Jets have given out how many bad contracts in their history? So we finally have two young ascending star players who want to be here, and we're going to draw the line and not pay them and risk fracturing the relationship between them and the organization. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. It's like, okay, maybe they're not the best in the league at their position. And I'll talk more about Garrett in a moment here. But you know what they are? Damn good football players. And those are the guys to me you pay. So I want to sign Sauce. I want to sign Garrett. I think it makes sense. Now, I said I'd talk more about Garrett, which I will. But first, I want to go back to something Aaron Glenn said at the NFL owners meetings this past week. He was asked about Sauce Gardner's down season. And this was AG talking about Sauce.
Listen, I wish this league was a league where, man, you could just be on top every play, every year. And listen, I say that respectfully of the players that of the players in this league. I know on a first-hand basis, as I go through my career, man, there were some years that I didn't play as well. But numbers-wise, I mean, it seemed like it was good because I think his numbers, as far as I'm not talking about interceptions, I'm talking about his ability to deny, his coverage ability. I thought those were pretty good. And that's just part of this league, man. This is a grown man's league. And every year, you're not going to be at the top of your game every year. The thing is, you thrive and you bust your ass to try to do that. The thing is that he has it in him. And you just said it. 2 years straight, he was a damn good player. So it's not like that's gone. It's just he didn't have the year that you guys want him to have. So he's going to have that again because who he is as a player. So I'm not worried about what happened last year with him. I don't think I know is the conversation that we've had and who he is as a man. And I know for a fact that he's going to get back to where he needs to be.
I agree with that. Like, honestly, I think if there's one thing with Aaron Glenn that I'm relatively confident in, I don't know how he's going to be as a head coach, but I do think he can coach defensive backs. And I know he can coach corners. And I think he's the perfect guy to get Sauce back on track. And once again, Glenn referenced it, and I've said it a lot on the show. Too much is being made on the terrible year Sauce had. Coverage-wise, he was right there with any of the top corners. He had a penalty issue last year. There were times the tackling was poor, but a lot of corners aren't great tacklers. Deion Sanders was not a good tackler at all. Not everyone's Revis. Revis to me is the best ever, right? In his prime. He didn't have the longest career of dominance, but when Revis was in his prime, he was different, man. Because as great as he was at coverage, he was equally as great tackling. That's rare. Not everyone's that. That's just a reality that I think people need to take a step back and recognize. That said, I think when push comes to shove, Sauce is still a guy that you want to pay. And the longer you wait, it's only going to cost you more. J.C. Horn got $100 million. Sauce Gardner's a better player. He is. Argue with a wall. He is. If you give every NFL GM truth serum and you say, you taking Sauce or J.C. Horn, they're all taking Sauce. They are. Trust me, they are. So I would still pay Sauce, and I think what will happen here with him is this is something that will potentially happen after the draft. The Jets will start their offseason program on Monday. They get to start 2 weeks earlier than any other team due to the fact that they have a new head coach. So teams with a new head coach get to start their offseason program earlier. And I think what the Jets will do is they'll get Sauce in there. They'll get Garrett in there. They'll see how they work. A new regime, new coaching staff gets a chance to get a feel. And I think after the draft, they'll work something out. Now, specifically with Garrett Wilson, that's where it gets a little more complicated. Because Garrett Wilson is, to me, a top 10 talent, but production-wise, does he have top 10 receiver stats? Right? He's not Justin Jefferson, so he's not going to get 4 years, $140 million. He's not Jamar Chase, so he's not going to get 4 years, $161 million. And Chase completely reset the market with his deal. But where does he go? And that's where you get some new information in this story that Connor Hughes wrote on SNY.TV. He apparently touched base with league sources that estimated that Garrett Wilson will land a deal between $25 to $30 million per season. That to me is fair, right? I mean, Jamar Chase is making 40. If you're going to extend Garrett and you can get him for anything under 30, I think that's a win. I look at the contract that Jalen Waddle signed as like a parameter. Like I'd be comfortable giving Garrett Wilson as the Pirates can't field the baseball. Good to see. Go Yankees. I look at like Garrett Wilson as a guy that I would have no problem offering 4 years and $110 million. 4 years and $115 million. And remember, the player is more willing to take this type of deal because they still got 2 more years on their rookie contract. So the Jets are getting out ahead of it, buying out some of their free agent years and being able to structure their salary cap knowing they have those 2 guys locked in. And the player's getting guaranteed money up front. And I think both sides are certainly open to getting a deal done from what I have heard. And specifically with Sauce's agent is Gary Vaynerchuk's brother. Gary Vaynerchuk's a friend of the show, Gary V. Huge Jet fan. Sauce wants to be a Jet. That's a guy I think you want to keep here, and I think Garrett does too. I think Garrett is obviously excited about the chance to play with Fields, and I think Garrett and Sauce are the type of guys that you want to build around and put the C on their chest. They'll be captains this year. They're now leaders on the team. So I ultimately think the Jets will get deals done with both. The timeline for me is after the draft at this rate. But I think that both guys are ultimately going to get deals. And that's how I look at it. But to me, these are the guys you pay. Because if you don't pay them, where are you finding players that are as good as they are? That's my question to those who don't want to pay them. Like, we have waited forever to find a number 1 wide receiver. Okay, he's not the best in the league. Maybe he's not one of the 5 best in the league. But I got news for you. The guy is a winning player, all right? He's proven he's quarterback proof. He's had 8 different guys throw him the ball, and he's had 100 catches every year and has gone over 1,000 yards every year. And he's the type of guy that we've seen actually take over games and win you games with his playmaking ability. The moment of the Jets season, thankfully, me and a bunch of Asmaniacs were at it against the Texans. Catch of the year in the NFL. Like, he's a great player, man. To me, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, I don't care if he's not top 5 in the league. I don't care where he ranks. My eyes tell me he's an outstanding talent, and the Jets have not had a playmaker like Garrett Wilson since 2015 Brandon Marshall. And that was short-lived. That was 1 year. And before that, when was the last time the Jets had that dynamic of a player? I mean, Wayne Corbett's a great all-time Jet. He's a different type of player than Garrett. Same with Lavernius Coles or Jericho Cotchery, or a couple of years we had Braylon and Santonio Holmes. They were good players. Garrett is different. You watch him, he's different. So this is the guy that, to me, you find a way to get a deal done. I'm not just saying you give him a blank check, but these are two guys that I think should be Jets for their entire career, or as much of it as possible. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, let's set the stage for ASMANIAC Madness. A look at the bracket, folks. We have 2 matchups remaining in our Sweet 16. We're going to hone in on the right side of the bracket, where today Craig from Australia will try and upset the 2 seed, Gary 3D Boxing. There's been a lot of upsets in the Butter region. The 1 seed has already been eliminated. Gary, the lowest remaining seed left, the number 2. Can he take down Craig from Australia? That's the matchup coming up in moments. And then, of course, tomorrow on the show, our final Sweet 16 matchup. Vman, the 2 seed. Mr. Bonesy, the 3 seed. The winner will face the Lane Train, who made a nice comeback against Kyle Clifton on the first show today to advance to the Elite 8. So, that's the situation here. Gary versus Craig. Winner faces Ricky in the Elite 8. And then tomorrow, Bonesy and V-Man. The winner will face the Lane Train in the Elite 8 inside the Train region. But today, you heard me say it. It's all about Gary and Craig. You know how this works. Voting will open in the YouTube live poll. So vote, vote, vote. And let's open up the poll right now. Here is Jim Nash.
It's time for ASMANIAC Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top ASMANIAC for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Here we go. We are underway. Quick reminder, we have extended our Super Bowl III themed raffle to Monday morning. So, all weekend long, you have a chance to enter. Joe Namath, old school signed helmet. Don Maynard, Hall of Fame inscription helmet. Weeb Eubank, helmet signed. These are rare. Weeb, unfortunately, is no longer with us, and he hasn't been with us since 1998. Emerson Boozer signed helmet. Added this yesterday for those of you who are just tuning in. So that's prize 4. Prize 5 is a signed frame photo of Don Maynard, and prize 6 is a replica Super Bowl III ring. So we got 6 prizes gift away. And for the weekend, a $5 super chat will get you 1 raffle entry. A $10 super chat will get you 2 raffle entries. So we'll reward some of the lower tier super chats as another way to enter the ASMANIAC raffle. With that said, let's open it up to your comments, your questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Mike Dems writes in, Gary by a wide margin today. Look, we know Gary is polarizing, but there's a lot of support out there for Gary. There's no doubt. Jets Johnny writes in, Team Australia. Johnny going with Craig. And how about this comment I see from Allen? Still am hoping for a Breeze trade to Denver to secure another top 75 pick. Nobody wants to trade away the Jets' good players more than fake Jet fan Allen. Keep that in mind, people. Biggest fraud out there. Jeffrey writes in, I believe in achievement in natural plant-produced fiber. Vote for Craig. Jake, I need $700, says, I am voting for whoever gives me money. Well, the guy you got to call up is Charles Gorman. Tommy says, Garrett Wilson should have been extended weeks ago. To me, Garrett's a tougher deal to get done than Sauce, because Sauce, I think, is pretty cut and dry, right? What did Stingley get? Beat it. Next guy up. Done. I think Garrett's a little more difficult because where you slot him in terms of the highest paid receivers. But I can tell you this, if you factor in age, there's not that many players you're taking in front of Garrett at that position. There just isn't. I'm not saying he's better than a guy like Mike Evans right now, but Mike Evans is towards the end of his career. Garrett Wilson's just getting going here. You know what I mean? It's next guy up. And receiver has become a premium position when you look at some of the money that's been handed out. So, might take some time, but I do think ultimately I am expecting a extension done with both guys. Hit the like button if you're just joining us here. Mario writes in, Gary doesn't believe in chicken with pasta. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. What does Gary believe in? I mean, he believes the moon landing was fake. That we know. Rick Kent says, I have to vote for Craig because I'm going to see him in a couple weeks. That you are. Mike writes in, no such thing as vegetables on the moon. Eat more butter. Mike, what a way to get 5 raffle tickets. God bless you. That's the first super chat of the show today. Amazing. Sarah down under checks in. Good day, everyone. Sarah, Craig right now. Wow. 65-35. Gary leading. Gary, look, we got a long way to go here, but Gary has done incredibly well in this tournament, I must say. Gary has dominated. Share Bear says, I just made homemade butter. Congrats. Embolette, Gary is making America healthy again. Dave Brigger. Gary doesn't believe in many facets of achievement. No, he doesn't, Dave. But that's not stopping the voters from voting for him. Robert says, I'm eating chicken with pasta right now. Well, Robert, I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for your family.
Chicken doesn't go with pasta. Don't you know it's disgusting? Chicken can't go with pasta. Why? Because of the texture. Instead, go get yourself pizza at the closest Shell gas station, because chicken don't go with pasta. I just discovered dogs are pets.
Love it. Love it. Brandon says, tough match. Gary brings a lot to the show. He does, but so does Craig. And Craig believes in achievement. Sarah says, don't disappoint the show, everyone. Come on, a vote for Craig is a vote for me. Sarah trying to align the voters to vote for Craig because of her. Interesting approach. All right. Let's get to some of your calls now, please. Open phone lines if you want in on the conversation. In honor of Craig from Australia competing against Gary, let's say hello to the Australian Jet fan who starts us off today. What's up, man?
G'day, Jake. As I said on the earlier show today, I'm here to show my support for Craig. So get your votes in. If he wins, I'll go to the store, buy a litre of chocolate milk, and I'll chug it next time I call in or next week. So it's the best I could come up with, but on Monday, whenever I get the chance to go to the store and get it, I'll chug it next time I call in if Craig gets up today. So make sure to vote for Craig.
Strong. Look, Craig's got a lot of supporters out there, but yeah, we've seen in some of these matchups, sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. Like, I mean, Ricky NY dominated his matchup. Neil dominated David T. Peter Castro dominated We the People. Lowski dominated Brigga. The only Sweet 16 matchup to this point that has actually been close has been Kyle Clifton and the Lane train. Clifton had the lead for a while. Lane ultimately pulled away, but I think it was 51-48, which is a great showing by Clifton.
Yeah, it was a shame. Did Lane end up even calling in?
No, he did not.
No, I watched most of that show, and then I had to go. But when I left, I think Kyle was up 51-49. But I've got a feeling that people kind of just vote as soon as the poll comes up, and by the time people actually make their case, most people have already voted.
Well, the thing is, if like people probably have a pretty good idea where they're leaning going in. So that's why you got to call a lot leading up to your matchup to make your final pitches. It's tough to gain votes on the actual election day.
Yeah, no, that's a good tactic. Definitely, for anyone who's still in, I'll be using it. Craig, do it for next week because I'm backing you.
I love it. Australian Jet fan, thank you very much. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Open phone lines. I'd love to get some first-time callers on the show. If you've never called before, great show to do it because you don't have to wait long at all. Sharif writes in, I'm having gas station pizza, a cigarette, and a stick of butter in honor of the GOAT's victory today. Gary has a lot of supporters, man. It's impressive. Hey, Kyle, I see you were on hold. Are you there? He is there. Kyle Clifton, who I just mentioned, has been the only Asmaniac to really give us a real battle in the Sweet 16, is on the line. Kyle, I hope you take some pride in that because we've had a ton of blowouts, and you've been the only one that gave us a real fighting chance, it feels like.
There are no, it's only victory. So it's, it's disappointing, but I understand, I've heard Lance goals before, so it's disappointing, but something to grow on. There you go.
We got the Lane mug.
And I actually this afternoon I received my package from the merch store. Thank you very much. Something I was going to wear on my call would have been the best to remind people exactly what we're fighting for here in this tournament.
The best of the best trophy. Love that. RIP.
And then I also got the Kelly Green with the black Asman logo.
Love that.
And the Charles rap emoji. So I've got my summer wear now.
That's amazing.
But I didn't. But I ordered before you did the hat drop, and I probably would have gotten something for Clifton Jr. so he could keep the sun off him at the beach. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great tournament. I'm probably I haven't voted yet in this matchup, but Gary said some very kind words about me, and he's a tremendous caller. I think he's going to win my support. And Craig's a great caller too. But he did ruin my entire bracket because I did have Sarah going to the Final Four in my bracket.
That's great.
So payback can be kind of a bitch. So as far as what you were saying about the football aspect of it, I think Garrett and Sauce are the guys you pay. You take a wait and see attitude with Jermaine to see how he comes back and maybe look to tag him if he does look to be his old self. But I kind of agree with Alan a little bit. If you get presented with the right deal, and only if you get presented with the right deal, then maybe Brees is the odd man out because you want to get something back for him. Now, maybe that's at the deadline. But, I talked about how it can be kind of freeing to have all these needs if you take best player available and if you have the picks. Someone was just saying in the chat, no, not for less than a second round pick would you trade Brees. I don't think we're going to get that, but we might be able to get close to that. And, I think we might be able to match up our needs with where it's appropriate to take some of these guys. And we have to be open and flexible to doing that. And we know these guys are going to do things their own way. That's the way it always goes with these new regimes. I saw it when Rex showed Kerry Rhodes the door. I remember when Parcells came in and there were a bunch of guys that you thought were going to be on the team, and he basically cleaned house. And within a year, they were in the AFC Championship game. So let them do it their way, and don't be surprised if some of your favorites are going to be shown the door.
It's possible. I mean, things like that do happen. I let me say this too, Kyle. You should wear the, or at least bring the Charles Gorman shirt that you ordered and see if Gorman will maybe sign it for you at the draft party.
I don't know. You don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari.
That's a good answer. I love it. Great call, Kyle. Awesome job today, man. You made that matchup so much fun today.
I'll talk to you later, Jake. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Kyle Clifton checking in. I want to apologize to the big fella. I completely forgot about I tried to forget about his battle with Charles because of the catfishing. But I did, yes. Charles versus you, big fella, was truly a 50-50 battle. So, yes, I stand corrected. Of all the Sweet 16 matchups, your matchup with Charles and then the matchup with Clifton and Lane Train have been the closest. Everything else has been a blowout so far. I'm looking at Craig and Gary right now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard if you haven't voted just yet. Craig has gained a couple points here. It's 64-36. Gary leading Craig from Australia. So there's that. David says, a vote for Gary is a vote for the nanny. Incredible. Mike D's nuts. I'll battle Australian Jet fan to a chug off. Interesting. I'm in on a chug off. Chug off. Chug off. Chug off. Sign me up for that, huh? All right. Comments, questions, super chats. They will continue to cut the line. Let's say hi to Ryan, who's up next on our show. What's up, Ryan?
Yes. Oh, hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I put my vote in for Gary. Love Craig from Australia, but I got to go with 3D boxing on this one.
Look, Gary's got a lot of supporters out there. I get it.
Yeah. And just FYI for you in the chat, I'm waiting on my girlfriend, Jen. If we can get the schedule cleared for her, we're going to purchase these tickets for the draft party.
That's awesome. Where are you? Do you live? I forget where you live, Ryan. You in Pennsylvania or
no?
Am I mistaken?
Kingston, New York. I'm about an hour and 50 minutes. So we have to schedule like a hotel for the night. I think there's a hotel like a block down that we're looking at, but it's all about her work schedule. But once we find, I'll probably know in the next 30 minutes. By 6 o'clock, I'll know if we're gonna go, and I'll purchase the tickets right in the link. So
boom. When you purchase them, we will shout you out. You and you said your girlfriend's name is Jen.
Oh yeah, sis.
You and Jen, love that.
Yep. So yeah, that's about it. I really didn't have much to call in and say. I just wanted to give my support to Gary, and that's really it. Just enjoying the show like normal.
Love that. Ryan, you're the man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Leon writes in, everyone goes to the draft party. Jets trade out of round one. Do you imagine they trade out of round one? And I got 300 people at a party and they don't make a pick? Now, we would still have fun in that scenario. And I guess if they traded out of round one, they could always trade back into round one before the night's over, you know? So we would still, I think, be there waiting. Okay, like, are they going to come back in for someone? Which I think they would. But that would be hilarious. Now, like, if the Jets are actually good like they used to be, they were picking at, pick 30 after they were coming off a second straight trip to the AFC title game, and they traded out of round one. Well, then it's like, well, the draft's pretty much over at that point. So we're not at that stage, at least. So keep that in mind. Also, if Jets Johnny is still on the chat, your autographed Kevin Mawai helmet just arrived. So go to your mailbox, Jets Johnny. He won one of our raffle prizes. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. No one has gifted a membership yet. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to gift 5 channel memberships. And if you get any of these memberships, you're going to receive an entry into the ASMANIAC raffle. So, Share Bear 79, Kevin Maldonado, Devin Chafe, Steve Mazook, and Greg Lott just received channel membership. So I'm going to enter them in the raffle. And since I gifted memberships, I get to choose what video I want to play. So here's the latest Gator masterpiece.
Weed, this is for you. Oh, shit.
Amazing. Shout out to Peter Castro. Ladies and gentlemen, who else but the great Rick Kent? Rick Kent has matched my 5 memberships that were just gifted, and he is making it rain a 5 spot.
Money, 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 money.
All right, if you hear your name called, these are from Rick Kent. Jet It Out, Treventures, Dalt, Mark E. All receiving channel memberships, plus one more. Luca Quintieri. Love that. We are, I think, within like 30 from our next emoji. What should our next channel emoji be? The most recent one we added was the Bobby Gotti emoji. After Bobby Midnight looked like John Gotti when he called in with his slick back hair. So I'm open for all ideas here. What should our next emoji be? You let me know. Leon says Gorman's egg picture. God. Leon also wrote in that Castro is the evil Knievel, the Asmaniacs. Leon, you got to call into the show, man. You're a great commentator. I would love to get you on the show, see what you look like, sound like. A Gorman catfish. Love it. Weed the People's in the house. Hello, Weed. All right. Let's get to more of your calls now. Let's say hello to a fan favorite. Big Cho Jet is on the line. Hello, Big Cho.
What's up, Jay?
What's going on, Cho? What do you got for us?
Got the old school Brett Favre jersey on.
What made you want to wear the Brett Favre jersey on this fine Friday?
I was DoorDash and wanted to throw something on representing the Jets, so I put it on.
I love it.
Got my Jet tennis shoes on, got the whole nine.
Big Cho, a proud Jet fan on this Friday.
That's right. Always, man. Always. Hey, what's this talk about people wanting to trade all our good players?
Well, it's just another day in paradise around here.
Do they not understand we need those players to be good?
Probably not. In the case of some, they just want to see the Jets just lose forever.
Why in the hell are they on the show then?
Well, it's a great question why a guy would watch the show who's not actually a Jet fan, but I don't have the answer.
That doesn't make much sense.
It does not.
I don't get people, man. I'm just looking forward to the season.
Who do you want in the draft, Big Joe?
I don't know. I've been going back and forth. Maybe a left tackle or maybe the tight end. I don't know. Maybe trade back, get a quarterback in the second round, late first round.
Is there a quarterback you like, Big Joe?
Yeah, I like the guy from Mississippi.
Jackson Dart?
Yeah, I like him.
What do you like about him?
I think he can make all the throws on all levels. I think he can get the ball out of his hand quick. He reads the situation real quick. Good footwork.
What about Dixon Hole? You ever watch him?
A little bit. Not much. Not a lot. Will you like him?
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that made Jaden Daniels basically transfer from Arizona State.
Oh, I see. How did his combine go?
He can throw the ball, a quarter mile.
Say that again?
He can throw the ball far, Big Joe.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Cannon for an arm.
Where do you think he'll end up going? Like first round, late second round, third round?
I think he's played himself into at least the late first round, if not higher.
Really?
Yeah, it's a weak quarterback class, but he's got all the physical traits. So you could see, NFL evaluators falling in love with that.
I'm going to have to look him up.
Yeah, Dixon Hole. Lane Kerner was the first to put us on to him.
Okay. So you wouldn't mind us having him?
I don't know if I would take him at 7. I'd have to think about it. But look, if they love him, I mean, it'd be tough to argue.
Yeah, we need to get somebody put in our back pocket.
What do you think of Fields? You think he could be the guy?
I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about him just because of his previous stops, but maybe a new place, a new environment, a new coaching staff, new teammates. Maybe that'll work for him.
Do you think Dixon, Hole, and Fields could maybe have a competition?
Yeah, I mean, if you think he's that good, I'd say yes.
I'm with you. What's on the agenda today, Big Joe? You do anything fun this weekend?
I'm gonna watch a lot of basketball. This morning I did a little DoorDash in my side hustle. Got home and did about 3 hours of player evaluation for the through the portal, and then I'm gonna watch the girls play tonight. Go UConn, and then I'm gonna watch the men play tomorrow.
Who do you like in the Final Four for the men?
I'm hoping Duke wins.
You're a Duke fan?
No, I live in Carolina, so I root for the ACC. I like the ACC and I like the Big East. Nobody from the Big East is still there, so I'm pulling for Duke during the ACC. If UConn was still there, I would pull for them.
I see.
Yeah, I'm a big UConn fan.
The Huskies.
Yeah, my mother-in-law went to UConn.
I love it.
So I root for the women and the men.
Well, Big Joe, I hope you enjoy all the games this weekend, all right? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. Enjoy the show, man. You're the man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Big Joe.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Great call there from Joe. I'm excited for the Final Four. I'm excited to watch a little more Dixon Hole film as well. Ladies and gentlemen, who else but the great Mimosa? Mimosa, I look forward to trying some of the wine that you sent me at some point this weekend. Mimosa's in the Asmaniac raffle for 10.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
The following 10 people are now officially Asmaniacs, and I do want to check how many we are away from another emoji. If you have an emoji idea that's serious, please let me know. Titan, Alan Hernandez, Pablo, Cool Keith, Siberian Nightmare 97, Thomas Cross, Luis Quintero, Pat Morgan, Jonathan Cassiano Sr., all receiving channel memberships from Mimosa. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. Please click that like button if you haven't. Reminder, we're presented by Huga House. Get a brand new Huga House hat, 20% off with promo code Asman at checkout. HugaHouse.com, promo code Asman. Click the link in the description and get yourself one of their brand new hats. Shout out to Huga House for being a part of our show. Rex Ryan super chats us. Gas station pizza greater than Outback. Hashtag dogs are pets. Gary up big right now, but not as big as he was. It's 60-40 now. So Craig from Australia has made some gain. Jets Johnny writes in, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Thank you for that. More of your calls right now. Dixon Hole is on the line. Hello, Dixon.
Going on, Jake? Just wanted to shout out all the Asmaniacs for hyping me up, thinking that I got a chance to make the team. I really appreciate it. You know, just a humble kid from Northern Alaska State. Got the chance to transfer to Arizona and make Jaden Daniels run away. Just really appreciate you guys thinking that I got what it takes.
Well, Dixon, give all the credit to the Lane Train. He's the one who saw you and started mentioning you as a guy that, you know, quite frankly, I didn't watch a ton of your games this past year. So it's been cool to see your rise. What's the pre-draft process been like for you? You excited? I mean, 20 days from now, you could be going in the first round.
Pre-draft process has been pretty quiet for me because I just let the film speak for itself. So I didn't even bother showing up to the combine because, you know, just let the evaluators do what they do and they'll see what they see. And I mean, my vertical jump, all that stuff, they don't need to know.
Totally. Now, let me ask you this. If you know, this is a Jet show, if the Jets drafted you, how would you feel about playing in New York, playing in New York City?
You know, we got the best fans in the world in New York. I'm from Poughkeepsie myself, so grew up a longtime Jets fan. You know, my favorite player was always Christian Hackenberg, so try to model my game after him.
Really?
Yeah, it would mean a lot to me.
Well, Dixon, we'll let you get back to the pre-draft process. Appreciate you calling in and blessing us with some info.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dixon Hole checking in. I mean, okay, I'm open to the idea of him at 10. I am. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig is in the ASMANIAC raffle for 10. Will these 10 memberships mean 10 votes for Craig?
It's the ASMANIAC membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
All right, these are from Craig, and let's find out if Craig has what it takes to mount a comeback. Boogie Down Dave, Jay Wiley, JG, Sean Collins Cruz, JS, Modelis, VJ4, JC, Ryan King, Greg Gagne, Miguel Blanco, all receiving channel memberships. Oh, baby. We got a big one from Frank P that has just come across the chat. Frank P with a 20 spot of channel memberships. Wow. Frank P, you are the man, and you know what that means. It means it's helmet time.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
Strap up, baby. Time to strap up. We got 20 names to read. Steven Alvarez, J-Mart, JoJo, Mitt Flair, James Madden, Playwater31, John Arogbo, James Eubanks, Allen is a douche, Gangrene David, Harold Parker, Robert Fandle, Knob Narv, 518, Percy, Mile High Jet Fan, Willie D, Charles Gorman's Farts, Isaac Edtech, C Bull, Milan 650, Goody, all receiving memberships there from Frank P. Oh, wait, we are not done. Wow, another 20 spot. The helmet's staying on. Jimmy G. Ryan, I'm bringing you on the show. Hit your helmet. We got 20 more memberships, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Here we go. 20 spot, 20 names. I got them from Jimmy Jet, GM, Jason C., Stephen Hendel, Yo Holmes, Turn Up the Jets, Eli Samonti, NY Jets Girl 11, Ellie, Ant-Mans, Alex W., Kyrie, Jonathan Fernandez, Zalix, Sean Conroy, Buff Dad D, Voice of Reason 777, Chris Adams, Maurice, DJ Tiger, Aran Natan, all receiving channel memberships. Oh my God. Rick Kent. Rick, if you don't win one of these prizes this week, I'm making sure you're getting something, man, because I know this is your favorite ASMANIAC raffle. Yeah, Rick is in for 20 memberships. Rick with a chance to win any of these signed autograph prizes that you see on the screen. Here we go. 20 more names. Oh, my goodness.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Here we go. 20 from Rick Kent, Barry Beck, Disturbed Nick, John Pertucci, Brian Kelly, Tuan Heinen, Brandon Cohen, Just Endure the Suffering, Eric Lozzi, Jets and Barbells, Esco, Jeff Johnson, Mac, Shane Nitro in my veins, Deladrian, Matthew Zucker, Douchebag Allen, Fire Aaron Glenn, Midwest Jet Fan, NY Cursor, Illuminati Bot, and Chris 2484, all receiving channel memberships. Again, hit it, AG.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Thank you to everyone right there who just gifted us a membership. What should our next channel emoji be? Because we certainly have enough now to make an update. Once again, our most recent one was the Bobby Gotti emoji. So where do we go from here? That's the question. All right. Your comments and questions, keep sending them in. Super chats, we'll cut the line. How about this from Vman? An update on Vman, who's in action tomorrow. Sorry I have been off for a while. Had an extraction last week. We'll say this. If I come out on top as the top fan, I'll hand make pizza on camera. Well, V-Man, just so you know, and I sent you a note on this, you're in action tomorrow. Oh, you know what? Great news, everyone. Buckle up. Great news. We haven't heard from him all week. I was getting concerned, but he's back.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
Man, you okay?
Yeah, no, like I said, I had an extraction. So like I said, I was just like, oh no, it was like really, I didn't want to come on camera because I just didn't want to have to come on here because it was infected and like I had the whole side of this mouth inflated and I didn't want Gator to do anything crazy with, like, I didn't want to give Gator any ideas. I was going to say no.
You think Gator would do something crazy with you?
Well, you mean like if I had my entire side of this face just inflated, you don't think he's going to make something crazy with that?
I mean,
like,
Gator,
I wasn't gonna I'm not taking any. Don't take any chances with Gator.
Does Gator have like a history of like doing anything crazy with you or something?
Really? We're gonna
fly around, baby.
I am not doing that. I don't have the space.
Start from where your chair is and then run and then jump onto the bed so we see the Puerto Rican flag. Captain Puerto Rico.
My God, that yeah. My point proven. My point proven.
Well, I'm glad you're back, V-Man, because tomorrow's a big one, man. I mean, you versus Bonesy is a classic because what we have seen in this tournament is if you're an OG viewer of the show and truly a diehard Jet fan, you've done well. That applies to both of you guys in this one tomorrow. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting, you know. Looking forward to it, you know. Looking forward to, you know, finally going to the draft party. Going to my, that'll be fun, you know. You know, then it's gonna get pretty quiet after that. We're just hoping, you know, get this year, you know, hoping for, you know, just good sports in general for this year. You know, baseball starting up, Knicks about to enter the playoffs. You know, interesting time for New York sports.
Are you ready for Bonesy though? Like, what's the game plan?
I don't know. Just you know, just do what I always do, and may the best man win.
Are you gonna call in and sleep on the air?
No, maybe I'll probably call in and I don't know. Maybe I'll.
Are you gonna drink rum on the air?
I can't. I'm still on antibiotics, so I can't drink alcohol. So no, I can't.
Neil says that you should stop going to Puerto Rican dentists.
No, what happened was, and I'll tell you the story. So I go to the dentist, and they tell me, like, it's a 50-50 with this. It was the back tooth. It's a 50-50 that's, like, either root canal or an extraction. And the tooth had been bugging me for weeks, like, days. And I said, shouldn't I get an you know, if it's in this bad state, shouldn't I just get the extraction because the root canal, like, and, you know, they coerced, and, you know, they just pushed me to get in the root canal. And then a couple weeks ago, my mouth starts bothering me. They give me antibiotics. I take painkillers. It passes. It rises up again. I go to the dentist again, taking care of another tooth. I tell them about it. I say it's no big deal. Next thing I know, my mouth is inflamed. Everything is hurting. I go to an emergency room, and like they tell me one of your root canals failed. And then I go the next day to there, and I was there 5 hours in an emergency room waiting to get checked on, like in the middle of the night. I got back home at like must have been like 6 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? And then the next day I go there, I go to that hospital's dentist, and that hospital's dentist said, if I had seen your tooth, I would have told you to get an extraction from the beginning.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, just ridiculous.
Let me have you respond to this comment from Alan, who says that you versus Mr. Bonesy is the collective IQ of 25.
I think he's projecting his own IQ onto both of us.
Salient.
Yeah.
Call him a douche nozzle. That's what I like to do.
I just he's something that he won't understand. I'll call him a bicho.
El burro.
Nah, bicho. Actually, I'll call him a mama bicho. That's even worse.
I see. How's Vman doing?
She's doing fine. Just a normal day-to-day grind of reality.
Is she gonna vote for you tomorrow, you think?
I mean, it'd be really wrong if my mother didn't vote for me.
Well, she gonna be in the chat and cast a vote?
We'll see.
You gotta rally you gotta get the entire nation of Puerto Rico to come out and support. Bonesy's got all of Midtown voting for him. He's giving away free high-end shoes tomorrow to get votes.
No, I'll see what I'll do. But governor don't like me down there.
No.
No, I made fun of her for her unhealthy obsession of Krispy Kreme donuts.
I see. I love a good donut, don't you?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Right, that's about it.
All right, V-Man. Well, I'm glad you called in. I'm excited for the battle tomorrow. Plan for like the 11 a.m. Eastern hour, most likely. I'll write in the Discord.
And you're also I bet now you're hoping winning so that you can have that video of me fucking tossing pizza dough in the air so that Bonesy could put the damn Spider-Man 2 pizza theme next to it.
V-Man, I don't root in this tournament. I just want great, compelling matchups. All right. I want the best Asmaniacs. I want every battle to go to overtime, like the famous Dave Briga versus Mike D's Nuts matchup did.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yep. All right. Talk to you later.
Yep.
Talk later.
Farewell.
That's the end of this Vman call. Time for him to get back to pooping.
V-Man's back. That's big time. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever designs a purple belt mic emoji, you'll get credit when we add it, because Purple Belt Mike is trying to buy himself an emoji. And you know what? After what he did for Charles Gorman this week, I think it's deserved. Our next emoji will be the PBM emoji. So someone, either Joe Mike, Gator, Snowball, anyone wants to take a stab at it, make us a PBM emoji, and in honor of Mike helping Charles Gorman through his catfish scandal. I think it's fitting. Things I never thought I'd talk about on the Jet Show. I think it's fitting that PBM will be our next channel emoji. Mike, thank you for the 20 memberships. This is for you. Communication, Drew Sherrill, Jay Sean, Maurice Morales, Tyron Vallis, DJ Starkus, Dub Proof, PR, Keenan Good, Keith the Change, Andrew Bach, Top Cat Warless, Patrick DiStefano, Ronald Lake, August Kopatich, Manny in Tampa, OG Jet Fan Jim, Karen Lawson, Cat Eat Food, all receiving channel memberships. Purple Belt Mike coming through for the people. Love it. Folks, this guy is not usually on the move, so who knows what's about to happen here.
Breaker 666, he's the man who would kick your ass, and then he's gobble-goo.
Beast.
How you doing, there, General?
We're back to Beast having terrible internet, baby. Where you going, Beast?
Going to a half-price books right now to go get myself some music.
Where are you going?
Half-price books.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoying?
The Beast.
Would you silence? Or should I do one of these?
You know, they say Beauty and the Beast, but we're going from the Beast to Beauty. Hello, Sarah.
Buddy.
Sarah,
How
thanks
are
for
we?
calling in. Are you going to try and see if you can mount a Craig from Australia comeback? Because he's down right now 62-38.
I know. I'm very disappointed in the Asmaniacs right now. I just can't believe you all. Come on, get up there. Vote for Craig. What are you doing? I got my little Australian flag in the background here.
I got my boomerang ready to go.
Woo! Oh,
Sarah, the problem
and my
is he ran into a buzzsaw. Gary's Gary. It's a tough matchup.
Yeah, Gary is Gary, but Craig's also Craig. And
I love Craig.
like I said yesterday, without Craig was no Sarah. So no Hawk and Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, whose jersey is that?
It's Stingers!
A Qantas Stingers jersey. That's incredible.
Thanks to Hawk. He got this for me. It was a present.
I guarantee that is the only Qantas Stingers jersey on the entire continent of Australia.
Oh, yes.
There's just no way.
Of Australia.
I love it. Well, Sarah, look, I mean, Craig is a, I mean, he's a great Asmaniac, but the problem is Gary's Gary. That's what I keep coming back to. That's what we've seen. I mean, some people have just leveled up in this tournament. Gary seems to be one of those characters.
He just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Gaza myself, but of course I'm going to back my boss man here. Come on, people. Get that vote in and get it for Craig.
I love it. Well, Sarah, I got some news for you. We have another caller who's called in from Australia. Let's say hi to Weed from Australia. Hey, Weed.
Jake, mate, how you doing, mate? How's it going? I'm just hanging out here in the bush. You got Craig over here punching the Brews. Sarah's over here punching Hawk. That's all they do in Australia. They punch Brews and fight each other. Got Bob Roo back in there just chilling out, doing his thing, hanging out, just watching everybody get bugged. Mate, I'm very upset. Very, very upset with all these people in the chat that aren't voting for Craig. This makes no sense. Craig is a sick guy. Sorry, mate. Just gotta say it. Gary's a bloody pelican. I don't know why you guys are gonna be voting. Oh, I lost it for a second. Is this who you guys want to vote for? Start voting for Craig. Unbelievable. Don't make me throw this boomerang at you.
Oh, he's got a boomerang too. Amazing. Well, I mean, if you weren't sold after that, people, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's a very compelling argument from fellow Australian We the People.
Yay. Yay, Weed. Weed from Australia. Oh my gosh, I was almost crying then, Weed. I bloody love you. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, more good news. We go down under. The real Craig from Australia is on the line. Hello, Craig.
G'day, people. How are we?
Craig, how are you? How are we feeling? Do you feel the rally in your bones coming?
I feel only one thing, mate, and that is we had a brutal week. Courier trucks broke down. A plane friggin' broke down. We were working all day getting stock, and I've had to get up early. That's on Saturday right now. That's the only thing I feel right now. ASMANIAC Madness is breaking.
Motion worthy, then.
This is 2 Saturdays in a row, but love the Aussie flag. But of course, I am always rocking the American flag.
We got one. We love it. I got the boomerang and the flag for you.
I got that. And look, the truth of the matter is I can't lose in this battle because a vote for me is also a vote for Gary. I love it. This is why I have the framed Texas flag. Every time he called in, I would look at that and I'd think, I want that. I don't know why. Mrs. Craig absolutely loved Texas. I mean, New York City's #1. That's never going to change. It's just how it is. And Manhattan and Hell's Kitchen is our hood. That's just how it is. But we did love Texas and the people down there. And I'm literally figuring out how I can structure our trip later in the year to come via Dallas just to meet Gary. So, like I said, I can't lose. And he's one of my favorite dudes, Gaza. If we get him here, he'd be Gaza, and he could hang out with my brother Dazza. It'd be awesome. We'll figure it out one day somehow. But anyway, poll's not over yet. Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
I've seen crazy things happen. In this tournament.
It'd be a comeback of the season.
It would be, and then I'd have to get up early again. Damn it. That happened.
What time is it there, Craig?
Oh, look, it's 8:30 in the morning, but I've been up since 7. But I don't get out of bed until at least 10 a.m. on a weekend. I've got to catch up from the whole week of work. That's what happens to me. So
it has been a brutal week.
Getting up at 7 is actually early for me on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gone cold all of a sudden, just like that. Boom, summer's gone, and it's cold now, which is okay because I can fire up my wood heater, and I'm a pyromaniac.
Well, don't worry, it will be warm in the U.S. when you're here soon, or warmer.
Mate, we're counting the days. Mrs. Craig and I were researching more about cocktail bars on YouTube last night. We're going to the new Louis Vuitton cafe on Fifth Avenue that's just opened up.
Nice. I passed.
Oh, nice.
It's right on 57th Street, so I passed it often.
Are you getting something for me there?
Sorry. What? There's something wrong with the audio. I didn't catch that.
I did just have a birthday. Actually, you know what? As maniacs, vote for Craig as a birthday present to me.
Strong.
Come on.
Strong.
Yeah, come on. Where's all the simps and incels last time around? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I should be
Give me a
getting
nice
them now.
birthday present. Everybody. Vote for
all,
my boss.
All super chats will go to Sarah's birthday present.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all super chats will go to the Louis Vuitton Cafe Fund.
Yeah.
For Mrs. Craig.
That too.
I think we need to do it at the end of our trip because we won't be able to afford it after it. It'll be over.
Yeah.
So is the building? It's like a stack of Louis boxes now, isn't it? Louis cases. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, Sarah, you would love it.
Oh, one day when I get there. Oh,
yes,
can we go there?
I'm sure Henry will love it when you take him.
Love bites. Sarah simps for Craig. Where are you at? Yeah, if you simped for Sarah against Craig, Craig could use her vote now in return.
This is my
Give me
argument.
my birthday present, everybody.
I mean, I should be 99% with the Sarah vote.
But then again, I didn't beat you, so.
Well, it was a coin flip in the end. Let's face it.
All the mates went
Nick,
your way.
how many RSVPs have you got for the draft party at this stage?
We are over 150.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be stateside while that's happening. So close.
Yeah,
You're going to miss out on that, Craig.
It's kind of nuts because in my experience, to have that many and still have 3 weeks to go when so many of you people wait to the last second to actually pull the trigger is crazy. So it's going to be a nuts party.
It's got to be one of the biggest meetups yet, surely.
Yeah, probably the biggest since week 1 against the Niners last year, where we had like 400 people. I'm not necessarily expecting that, but I can't rule it out because the fan base is the best.
I would be there, but I'm going to be flying down a canyon in a helicopter, hanging out the door, firing a machine gun with EB in Las Vegas. So I think I can cope with that.
I love it. Well, Craig, I'll tell you what. It's not over yet. There's still a comeback that could happen here. I mean, you've gained a couple points. I'm looking at the poll. You've gained at least 2 points in voting since this call began. So as people who are watching the show on delay get to this point of the program, perhaps the numbers will start to trend in your direction.
Well, one of the interesting phenomena of this thing has been the people who hang out and vote at the end. That is a thing. Weed is one of those.
Yes.
As we know, Weed from Australia. Great job, Weed. By the way, I just didn't know we talk like that over here. Now I do. And also, why was Sarah bashing Hawk and not the other way around? What happened there?
Domestic violence. Jeez.
Do we have this reputation in Australia that we just by all the time? What do you guys think?
Yeah, we just walk along down the street and find it, punch a kangaroo.
Just punching on. Come on. I almost said it.
If you could box
Come
a
on.
kangaroo, you might be able to get some votes, Craig. I don't know if there's any
We
wild
did talk
kangaroos
about
around.
that, didn't we?
I thought about that, and look, my big plan was to be in an aeroplane for this show, and I was gonna fly a flag of Texas out the window, and say I'm on the way, Gary, to come over to battle you, but I just couldn't get it worked out in time. There just wasn't enough time. But we're actually we're accelerating to the end of this thing really quickly. It seems like it feels like we're suddenly closing in on the finish, just like that.
We are almost done. We are working with Boomtown to finalize the schedule. We're going to probably do a gap day in between when the national championship day is set, and then play it the following day on the second show to buy some more time. But
spread it out the tiniest bit if you can, because it's just so much fun. It is so much fun.
The projected championship might potentially be a week from right now, like this second show next Friday, the way we have the schedule set.
Is it going to be called the Jakey Bowl? What are we going to call it?
It's a good question. I mean, we got to come up, I guess, with a name for our national title game, our final.
ASMANIAC Bowl? Yeah, there's got to be. Yeah, okay. I'll put that to the chat. What it's going to be called?
We got one seat left. It's been a tournament of upsets.
It has, actually. Quite a few people who we thought would go deep are gone. And I never expected to get out of the first round. I feel super privileged to be even be this far.
Winning 2 rounds, Craig. That's big time.
Yeah. No, it's a great thing. But apart from that, I'm just counting the days. I'll be hitting United Airlines 2 weeks next Thursday.
And it's direct now?
Not yet. That's in December.
When does it go direct?
Just in December. That's going to be so crazy. This is how much Adelaide loves the USA. They're going to put 3 direct flights on from December from Adelaide to San Francisco. That's crazy. This is a town of 1 million people. It's not big, and it's so far, and United's putting them on. I'm a big fan of United, believe it or not. And that's what they're doing. It's a game changer for us. It's going to be epic.
Let's go. Well, Craig, I can't wait to see you. Sarah, you should be joining him, but until next time.
Fun day.
One of these days.
Aussie.
Maybe at your American wedding.
USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to our favorite Australians, Craig.
Love
and
everyone,
Sarah.
even you guys who didn't vote for me. I love you all.
Bye, Craig.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? ASMANIAC Madness. You get to pick the ones who make the show rock.
It's funny watching that video now and seeing so many people in that video that have been eliminated already from the tournament. But the last person you see, Lane Train, he survived. Kyle Clifton gave him a run for his money, though. Dark Crypto super chatted. Gary's crazy, but he's our crazy guy. I think that's why Gary's doing well. Indy Jet says the Dixon Hole Bowl for the name of the championship match. Leon says, got to give the winner a trophy at the draft party. So if the winner is at the draft party, that is the plan. I will present the best of the best trophy at the draft party. But if the winner is Gary, who's in Texas, that's not possible. Or Lowski, who's in Atlanta, that's not possible. Now, Vman said he'll be at the draft party. Let me see. Let me look at the list of people left in the tournament and who I know will be at the draft party. Big fella, if he wins, he'll be at the draft party. Peter Castro, I don't know if he's at the draft party or not. Neil, I know, is out of town. Ricky will not be at the draft party, I don't think. I hope he can make it somehow. Craig, we know, will not be there. Gary, probably not. Lane, I'm working on it, but don't know. Bonesy and V-Man, yes. So, at least half of the people left will be there? So that's great. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Reminder about our raffle. It will be Monday morning, so we're giving you chances to win all weekend long. I know a lot of you watch the show on the weekend live. It might be your only time, and since it's a big one, we're extending it a couple days here. Signed Joe Namath helmet, signed Don Maynard helmet, signed Weeb Eubank helmet, signed Emerson Boozer helmet, signed Don Maynard photo, and a replica Super Bowl III ring. It's the ring that I frequently showcase on the show. We'll send you one of these for yourself, for your man cave, or wherever you want to display it. Or maybe you want to rock it. Oh, almost lost it. I got it right here, baby. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Let's make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Australian Jet fan writes in. You see the 90-yard punt by Australian Mike Hunt. I see what you just did there, and I read it anyway. You're welcome. All right. Jets Johnny, you're next. Johnny, how are you?
Jake, I'm good, man. This show never disappoints, bro. Never disappoints. I don't even know where to go after that, man. That just made me lose my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie, man. I just wanted to shout out my guy, Australian Craig. Let's be real. Let's get that vote up. Let's get that number up. There's no way this guy should be losing to this guy Gary like this. This guy Gary's always coming on talking wild. Running his mouth, talking about random stuff that he's read on Reddit. He has no idea what he's talking about. I don't know how any red-blooded American can vote for a guy who puts Texas over the United States. Like, I don't get that. I rock with all 50 states, not just one. So, and I know my guy Craig rocks with all 50 states too. So I don't know what the Asmaniacs are thinking today with this matchup. To me, this shouldn't be close. This should be a blowout for Craig. But, it is what it is. And the other thing I wanted to say, and you already kind of touched on it, was the PBM emoji. I think that goes without saying. What that man did for Charles Gorman the other day, like, we all need a friend like that. You know what I mean? I wish I had a friend like that back when I was younger, because I did some mad stupid stuff. And I wish I had somebody like PBM that was there to set me straight and, not put you down in your time of need. And so, I'm all aboard for the PBM emoji and all aboard Team Australia. I love you, Jake. Have a good one, my brother.
Johnny, great call. Looking forward to you getting your signed helmet that should have arrived. Appreciate that. Well said. I think PBM is a great humanitarian. So if someone can design the PBM emoji, the usual people who do it, we will add it. All right. I'm going to try this again. I'm skeptical it will work, but we got to try. Beast?
Hello there.
Are you at a Best Buy, Beast? We're wearing the same hat,
Hold on.
Beast.
Yes, we are. I'm at Best Buy right now, and I even found myself go fashion deal. Read it and we having some fun here. We're right now we're Best Buy right now, and I seen a couple of things I need to see. But I'm about to leave out in about 5 minutes from now. We're going over to Cassiani's for a little pizzeria action and a little bit of a little Italianato. So I'm about to enjoy, kick back, do a little thinking, and as they say in California, surf up and go get. And Gary, I'm still coming for you for that pizza.
Are you voting for Gary or
Gator.
voting for Craig, Beast?
I put my vote in for Gary.
Really?
Gary is he has weird intentions, but kind of like. Do you remember Spenguli?
Man, Beast, it's like old times with the bad internet, unfortunately. But I appreciate you making the attempt to be a part of the show. Let's check in with more legends. Jay Graves is up next. What's up, Jen Graves?
I'm doing Jen Graves in honor of my boy Mikey, because that's what he calls me.
He does call you that, Jen Graves. I love Jen Graves.
Yeah. So
My
So I do have.
homegirl, Jen Graves.
He's my homeboy. I can't not. He's my homeboy. So I don't know. I don't think I haven't caught every single show in the past like week or so. Have you talked about the severance package thing that the Jets are doing with the OG, like people like I guess in the office?
I haven't spent a ton of time on it just because I guess I'm waiting to find out kind of more info on it. I want to know how many people actually took the buyout versus stayed.
So, but oh, sorry, Jake.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So my other thing, so they said like, I mean, I don't know much about this, but they said like basically, whoever takes the buyout takes the buyout, and whoever doesn't, basically they're gonna fire. But everybody always talks about the leaks, the this, the that. Like maybe they're trying to just get like, because we've been talking about there's been people in this regime or in this not this new regime, but in the building for 20 some odd years, like. And there's leaks, and there's this, and there's that. Like it's time to just turn over a whole new leaf, and that kind of excites me. Like that, I like that.
I agree. The Jets have made more meaningful change to their organization this offseason than any offseason in maybe 20 years, if you think about it. Like we have new head coach, new GM, but a lot of the key front office people that have been there are out, and there's new people coming in. Entire coaching staff got blown up besides like 2 assistant coaches. Like the receivers coach is the same. I think the assistant running backs coach is back. Everyone else is new. And they made a lot of changes to like the behind the scenes people that we never heard of. These buyouts and stuff too. So there's a lot of new that's been added.
Yeah, and I think we need that because remember whoever said like we have like 20 some odd people in like the social media whatever, and like 2 people in player development. So hopefully when we get, not that I say get rid of, because you never want to see somebody lose their job, like but they're getting nice packages. Like I heard the package, like if you're there for 10 years, you're getting 5 years of pay plus your bonus. Like they're gonna make that okay. Like again, you never want to see somebody lose their job, but I want new, fresh faces. I'm assuming they're going to get younger in the office too, because this regime's all about being young. And did you see Aaron Glenn on the podcast? I think yesterday, 2 days ago, he was on.
I did. I listened to the full interview that he did with Eric Allen. Yep.
Yep. And I liked how he again said, like, I'm a coach. I'm not a defensive coach. I'm going to have my fingerprints on the defense, the offense, and the special teams. And he talks about how, he's been in the scouting. I don't know if I said this before, but he said, like, the past 7 to 8 years, he's been, like, picking the offensive coach's brains all around the league. So, again, I'm not super excited, but I'm pensively optimistic. Like I like what he's saying. He's saying things that Saleh never said. I mean, 100%. Saleh never said, I'm gonna look at the offense. Like, he never said that shit. And he also talked about, Eric Allen asked him about his dad. And because I didn't know this, but Aaron Glenn's one of 11. He has 10 brothers and sisters. And he said his dad, had to manage personalities, because every kid you have is not going to be the same. So he's talking about he learned that from his dad. So that also can go back into being a coach. You gotta deal with a bunch of different personalities. So I thought that was a good point he made.
He said it was like growing up around a football team, having that many siblings.
Exactly. You got 11. Yeah, exactly. 11 people on the field. You got a whole ass either defensive or offensive side. You got 11 players. I also like that he was talking about again, he's not taking a scheme yet. He wants to adjust to his players and keep adjusting to his players. Again, something Saleh never did. Something we've been missing for so long, and that excites me too.
100%. Look, every time Glenn has done an interview, a press conference, he comes across very likable, authoritative, and he sounds like a real CEO coach. Like Saleh was supposed to coach the whole team. We never got the sense he was doing it. So, you hope it works. I mean, time will tell. That's the only thing. But like, we want to be optimistic about it. I mean, the guy wanted this job. He's a Jet. Like, there's a lot to like with Glenn. The bottom line though is this: he won't survive big picture unless they find him a franchise quarterback. That will do him in without it. So hopefully it's Fields, but if it's not Fields, it's someone either in the draft this year or it's someone in the draft next year, and that will ultimately determine like his longevity going forward. Because like, as great as the first couple of years with Rex were, right? Once it kind of fell apart roster-wise and Sanchez wasn't good enough to elevate the rest of the team, that was it. Like, that did Rex in. So and Rex was a good coach. So Glenn's going to need the same thing. He's going to need to find a quarterback.
But just like going like pound for pound, I feel like Aaron's a better coach than Rex right off the bat. And I love Rex. Rex is one of my most favorite years because I think they're the most recent ones we remember where we were doing well. So like, but just the things that, because Aaron's saying stuff like Rex did, but he's saying even more about, how he's going to coach up all sides of the ball. Like Rex was great about like, we're not kissing rings. Like I love that. Like we're not here to kiss Bill Belichick's rings. Like that was my favorite thing he ever said. So I feel like Aaron Glenn's saying that, and then also more. And also he said about like Eric asked him about moving in silence. He goes, "We're gonna move in silence till you start seeing how we play. Then we're gonna be, no more silence. Our plays gonna speak for itself." Which I also thought was a nice thing he said.
They gotta win.
Then,
That's the key. Rex won right away, and he came from Baltimore where that defense was incredible under his watch, and then he had success right away with the Jets. That's the difference. We'll see.
He also talked about, he watched, and I know Fialco talked about this too, that he saw Justin Fields at Ohio State. He could progress, but it wasn't. I mean, it was quick progressions. It wasn't like a long progression, but he could progress, and he was saying again, like that this narrative that he can't progress through his reads was bullshit. So I thought that was nice. He talked about that again. I mean, since we got, me, I would have rather kept Aaron Rodgers. We didn't. The next best scenario I thought was Justin Fields. So I'm gonna hope that they can coach him up. And then talking about coaching up, he was talking about how Stevens, the guy the other CB we got, and Sauce. He said, we're the coaching them up about getting the ball, getting turnovers. You need population to the ball. You gotta punch the ball out. He's talking about getting defensive turnovers. That also excites me.
100%. Yeah, I hope it works. Jen Graves. I hope he's the guy. I hope this team can finally not suck. We all deserve it.
Yeah. That's what I got for you from Glenn's press conference. I'm excited for the ASMANIAC meetup for the draft, and I'm starting to be
20 days, 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 20 seconds away. Jen Graves, it's happening.
I'm starting to be team weapon from Fialco, talking about Warren. Although all your shows like bleed together. Somebody was saying about if we get Membo and then doing Taylor from LSU in the second round. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that either, but I'm definitely team some kind of weapon. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see everybody at the draft party. I know I've met some people I haven't met before, so I'm excited to see them. Like PBM's coming. Trying to think who else is coming. Indy Jet fan I haven't met. I don't think I've met him yet. If I have met you, I'm so bad.
Your opponent will be there too.
Yes,
Kyle
Clifton. I'm excited to meet Kyle. I know there's gonna be a bunch of us there, so I'm so excited for the draft party. It's gonna be such a fun time. I'm so excited.
I can't wait. Jen Graves, everyone, love it. I mean, it's gonna be a blast, folks. The funniest thing, someone said it earlier, if the Jets somehow trade out of round one, they don't have a first round pick. Oh my god! But no, they're making a pick, and we're gonna have a blast. It's gonna be great. I'm still working on a couple of surprises. I can tell you this: I had talks with a legendary Jet player to make an appearance at the party, and I thought my initial offer was fair to have this person show up, 2 hours, take pictures with everyone. And then I was told, actually, you're $9,000 off. I'm like, well, thanks for the time. So we're still working on some things, though. So stay tuned. I'll announce it once we confirm. Ladies and gentlemen, scoreboard update. Gary up 61-39 over Craig from Australia. But it ain't over till Charles Gorman gets catfished around here. So stay tuned because Craig can still mount a comeback. Leany in North Carolina writes in, just hoping the Jets pick a player that will have an impact immediately. Hashtag LFG. Leany, you're the best. I hope so. The way I look at it, 7's got to be an impact player that's really, really good. 42's got to be a starter. 73's likely got to be a starter too, depending on the position. That's how they've operated in free agency. And, you got Glenn talking about how, we want 6th-round picks to play like 3rd-round picks, 3rd-round picks to play like 1st-round picks, 1st-round picks to get gold jackets. That's what he has said on the record. Like, they're so confident in their ability to pick players in the draft. I hope they're right. Beastbreaker says, I'm feeling relaxed. Well, Beast, if you could get better internet somehow, we'd love to talk to you. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. PA says, was the player Revis? It was not Darrelle Revis. It was not. That's a funny guess, though, because Revis certainly known to want a lot of money, as we know as Jet fans. Was it Dwayne Robertson? It was not Dwayne Robertson or Darren Lee Barbarossa. It was neither. It was neither. Ladies and gentlemen, we head back down to Australia. Shurzy is on the line. Hello, Shurzy.
Hey, Jake. How are you, mate?
Shurzy, I'm doing well. I appreciate you calling in. I'm assuming you're calling in to support your fellow countrymen. Is that correct?
Of course. Of course, we've got to get behind our Aussies, especially our Aussie Jets fans, down here in Australia. There's not many of us. There's a few diehards, but yes, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what, Craig is on the line as well. So we're putting as many Australians as we can to try and mount this comeback.
G'day, mate. How are you?
How are you? Good, Craig. Yourself, mate?
Amazing. So let me guess, Queensland, beautiful one day, perfect the next.
Well, yes, it is a beautiful morning. We have had
Feel that in the Gold Coast. Stunning.
Yes, like Florida a little bit, eh?
That's what I always say. Queensland is our Florida. That's where the theme parks are and people go to retire.
Yeah,
Just without the guns.
Yeah, no guns, exactly. But we've had some rough weather. We've had cyclones. We've had rain. We've had it all at the start of this year. Mother Nature hasn't been great to us.
It would appear that you've survived, and
yes,
I'm very happy. Thank you so much for your support. You're a great man.
Yes, we're good. We need to probably get a Australian Jets club together or something like that. So
another Aussie has joined the fold.
The trifecta.
Where's Sarah now?
And wait, there's more, baby. Aussie.
Hey, look at this. Look at us go.
Come on, guys. Surely this is enough to vote for Craig. We got to get this comeback.
This is a first. The quadrilla.
I do actually have some news for you, though, Jake, when I get the chance.
We can hear it now, AJF, if you want.
Well, so I am meant to go to Memphis to visit my auntie at the end, like towards the end of the month, right? But you can't get a one-way flight there from Helsinki. So right now, I'm currently in the works of possibly planning a stopover on April 24th in New York.
Nice.
Just had this revelation
Wait a second.
just now.
The night of the draft party, Australian Jets fan
The night
might
of the
be able
draft
to
party.
make it? Wow.
Oh
I'll
my
tell you
God.
what,
Make it.
I will comp your ticket, Australia Jet fan. All right, I'll buy your ticket. If you can make it and you're coming all the way from Australia, I will make sure that we get you a ticket and you will be there as my guest.
All right, I'll email you. I'll let you know how things go.
You got
But
it. That'd
definitely
be
a plan
amazing.
in motion. It's definitely a plan in motion. Like the plan in motion right now is to vote for Craig.
Yes.
AJF, I'm going to give you a list of awesome places to go in Manhattan. You let me know how long you're going to be there.
Probably just a day. Just
right.
for the draft party to Memphis the next day.
I can't believe it. I'm so jealous. I have advanced FOMO, but he's AJF representing. Let's go, the Southern Hemisphere.
Nothing's confirmed now, but it's an idea. It definitely sounds great. I think it's a pretty genius idea. I'm pretty happy with it.
No one. Have you been to New York before?
I've never been to America.
Oh, mate, everyone knows how much I love the USA. I mean, what can I tell you? The average American are the nicest people. They're so much nicer than we are. I'm telling you, at like first meeting. Yeah, even in New York.
JJ.
People say everyone's rude.
I think it's our accent. They love our accent. My cousin used to was exchange student in Arizona all years back, and he said they just flocked to him because of our accent. I think so.
Definitely. Right now is weed when you think about it.
What's Weed from Australia?
Yeah, surely he's still on.
Weed with his fake Aussie accent.
I reckon accent works anywhere, not just America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He tries hard.
I agree.
He tries hard. He wants to be one of us, so I'm happy with it. He's the first Asmaniac I've ever met. So he's got he has a special place in my heart for that. Even though he didn't vote for me, I voted for him. That's how much it means to me.
Weed's a good guy.
He's goated. He's one of them. Even you're goated, Sarah. When you asked me the other day, how do I get to?
And I'm owed about 2-3 promotions, and I have receipts for them.
If you can think of the promotions, you can have them. It's fine.
So there's
I'm up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Come on.
I know that is commitment. You know I'm grateful.
We've got to get the Jets to play in Australia.
Yes.
I was hoping that we were on the list of teams coming down here, but when I saw it was the Philly and who is it? Philly.
It'll be the Seahawks they play, but who knows if we can get this show big enough to the point where the NFL notice us.
Yeah,
I think we need to start Australian Jets fan Facebook page.
I was calling this out 2 years ago. We were going to play at the MCG. They were going to bring a game to the MCG. We'll pack out 90,000 pay people. They'll get it easy.
Mate. Oh, easy. There'll be it'll be a sellout. You won't be able to get tickets.
I'm an MCC member. And I'm going down there. I'll be there to support the league. So
that's what we need to do. We need to become MCG members. Whereas
Ralphie, we put prawns on the barbie, not shrimp.
Do you know how long it takes to become a Melbourne Cricket Club member? Like 20 years.
It took me my father signed me up when I was born, and it took me 18 years to get my restricted membership, and then it took another 4 years to get my full voting membership. So,
yeah, I was on the waiting list my whole life. I only got it last year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Hopefully, I need to ban myself.
Hopefully they don't do what they did with the World Cup and just have no MCC.
Yeah,
that's what I think they normally open it up, but that was different with the World Cup. That's true. But I can't imagine NFL, the MCG, incredible, absolutely incredible.
You reckon they'll put seats on the ground?
I wondered about that.
More people in.
Yeah.
Because it's huge.
That'll open it up even more because. When they had the record at the MCG, it was 100K, and they had people on the boundary line.
Yeah.
Look at this, Australia's over,
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
How's it going?
You coming to the draft party?
If there's a chance, there's a chance.
Come on, baby. Hey, commit to us. You got to do it now.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. There's still a very large.
I know you're 18, but I'm still gonna buy you a drink when you come.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Appreciate it.
Oh man, I'm excited about this one. And I know you probably voted for Craig, but it's Gary's world, man. Let's vote for Gary, everybody. Go out there and vote for the GOAT, Gary. It looks like he's already running away with it. I love you Australian guys. I really love Sarah. Sarah's actually my sister-in-law because she's married to my brother Hawk. So, it hurts me to have to go against them. But Australian Jets fan, man, we be excited. You come on.
JJ, what the heck?
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. But I can't listen. Hawk's my brother, but Gary's like my unofficial uncle. So it's like I gotta go with uncle.
Your brother's
I don't know. You know what it is? Australian Jets fan. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So now I'm taking it out on Craig. So.
Oh come on, mate! It was all for show. All for show.
Wait, what did Dave Briggs say? Who did I denigrate?
guys, then expresses in.
Oh my
Yeah, bring her
God!
on here.
You can't have. Don't come on here. You can't make a joke about people anymore without it being denigrating. I said the guy. I said Australian Jets fan was 18 years old. Oh my God! I'm such a bad guy. Anyways, I can't wait to see you in person, Australian Jets fan. Sarah, hopefully you can come with Hawk, my brother, and vote Gary, everyone.
Hopefully.
Oh, Craig.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? ASMANIAC Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock. I'm the king, I'm the Joe.
Incredible. JJ just being JJ. This was sent to me this morning by a listener named Daz Bradford. And I want to show the Asmaniacs. The Gator response to JJ's diss track is coming. That's all I'm going to say. And Daz Bradford is already ready for it. Get ready, baby. JR with an Asmaniac super chat. What's up, JR? I'm getting out of work now and shouting you out, my brother. Going to restart the video from the beginning. For all the new info, big up to the Asmaniacs. Hashtag jet up. JR, you're the best, my friend. If you can make it to the draft party, let me know. It's great to hang out with you at the Knicks game. That's JR's photo. You guys probably can't see it because it's so tiny on YouTube. But that's me, Jenergy, and JR at the game together a couple of weeks back. All right, last chance to get in here. We're almost 2 hours in. Last chance to get your take on the Jets or endorse either Asmaniac in the matchup. 61-39, Gary is leading. Gary's going to be a tough out. He just is. I mean, you look at that side of the bracket now, and could we potentially be headed to a Gary versus Lane or Gary Vman, Gary Bonesy final or Elite Eight? Yeah. No, that'd be a Final Four. That'd be a Final Four. Gary would have to get through Ricky. So the winner of this will play Ricky and Y. That's a great matchup. I don't know who I have in that one. I don't even know who should be the favorite in that one. Ricky has dominated this tournament. He's had the widest margin of victory, I think, of anyone. Gary's done great, too. So that is a great Elite Eight right there. Luppy has gifted 5 channel memberships. Luppy, I hope you saw we added a new prize yesterday. So you got a chance to win the Namath helmet, the Maynard helmet, the Weave helmet, the Emerson Boozer helmet. That was added yesterday, the old school helmet. The Don Maynard signed photo and the replica Super Bowl III ring. Luppy, you're the best, my man. Thanks for supporting the show. This is for you.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right, here are the 5 people who just received a channel membership from the Lup Man himself. Art Bar, Emil Hill, J Long, Gregor Smith, Captain K, Techno. Awesome. Raffle will be first show Monday morning is the tentative plan for that, for those of you who have been asking. We normally do them on Fridays, but this is such a big one, I wanted to extend it a couple days. Give people over the weekend a chance, especially with ASMANIAC Madness going on, and a lot of eyes will be on our Sweet 16, our last Sweet 16 matchup tomorrow. And then we move to the Elite Eight on Sunday. Tomorrow it's V-Man and Bonesy. And Bonesy was on the line before, but then he said he had to cook. And then we got the Elite Eight, which features the Big Fella and King Lowski. Neil versus Peter Castro is the set matchups we have in place so far. I mentioned this guy is in action tomorrow. We heard from his opponent already. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Bonesy time.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Bones.
Jake, my brother. What's up, baby?
What are your thoughts on V-Man calling back in just in the nick of time?
Ooh, I was close, man. I thought I was gonna go against a ghost. I already did a pre-recording of me sleeping on the train that I was gonna play. I was That was going to be my new intro. You know, JJ said my last one was so bad, so I figured against Vman it's perfect just to get me sleeping. You know, I'm going to be handing out some gandula beans and rice at work and some empanadas. So, you know, I'm working tomorrow, and I'm actually I have corporate coming to do a little show at the store to display some shoes and stuff. So I'm going to call in, but it's probably going to be like outside, like not in the store like normal, because I got some big honchos there tomorrow. But I just let them know.
You could put us in your ear again as you're making shoe sales like that one time.
No, I have something saved for that. I want to do something real fun if depending on what happens with me and V-Man, where like you guys are in my ear and I can't say anything unless you guys tell me to. So when I'm helping somebody, you guys got to be the ones talking, and I'm just going to say whatever you guys say.
It's like Impractical Jokers. It's literally what it is.
Yes, we're doing an episode of that 100%. That's in the cards for sure. So
John writes in, this is a championship. I agree. You versus V-Man feels like a Final Four or national final. I mean, it really does feel like a championship match. It's a shame. It's a shame one of you has to go out in the Sweet 16.
No, it's crazy, man. Even last week with Chef has got a backing, man. He goes on all the shows. Chef is a great guy, and now we got V-Man. I mean, me and V-Man have been calling in for how many years together? Oh my God! I remember when Craig first sent V-Man to Puerto Rico. It's been. You remember that when like Craig first got on the scene? It was with V-Man. Like
no, that wasn't
Craig.
Too.
That was Jets. That's right. That was Jets Forever 2. That's right. It wasn't Craig. That's right. Whatever happened to him? I haven't heard from him in a while.
So I connected with him when I was in London because he's in the UK. So I saw him when I was out there. He still watches the show. His job is very like complex, so he doesn't get to watch the show live a ton anymore. He was telling me.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Bones? He knocked himself off. That wasn't me. Craig writes in, Bonesy, I'm coming to see you in a few weeks. Damn right. There's no place like Alden Shoe Store, folks. No place like it. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the shoe sell-off challenge. It was in early May last year, I believe. And we'll never forget that day. It was a back and forth affair. We all gathered and watched greatness on full display. And we need a part 2 because while Neil technically sold one more shoe than Bonesy, one of the people Neil sold shoes to brought it back the next day for a return. But let's go back in time to the moment when it was declared over and Neil was declared a winner.
Chat is exploding for Neil.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ding, 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 ding.
World champion.
There's
Neil
out there.
has
It's
2
too late
sales.
What did we do? We did an hour or 2 hours? It was a 2-hour block, right? It was like
I think it was a 2-hour block. You know, shout out to Neil for a great battle. I might have snuck in a little couple sales to boost him a little bit. I might have swung it a little bit, but I don't care what anyone says. Neil had Alden's on from 25 years ago, and that make his sell, you know, water to a whale, as the great Hove would say. So, you know, shout out to Neil for being a great salesman. And
Bonesy, your internet is choppy. Aaron Judge hit another home run, by the way. Holy crap! He had a bad April last year and then ran away with the MVP. This is the best start he's ever gotten off to. Unreal. Yankees up 9-1 right now against the Pirates in their home opener. Love to see it. I was there last night, and guess what I caught at the game last night? A foul ball, baby. Thank you, Josh Naylor. Right off the bat. Snagged it. JJ with a super chat. I responded to Gator's threats the same day. It's now 4 days later. He should just leave me alone because I have a lot in the vault waiting. He started this. Uh-oh. JJ going at Gator again. Unbelievable. Not a smart move, JJ. Not a smart move. All right, potentially our final call here, and then we'll take a look at the poll. Ryan, you've been begging to come back on. What is it you have for us?
What's up, man? I'm driving to a wake right now. How you guys doing still?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I meant to catch you guys on when Bones was on. I'm pulling over right now. Can we just do a quick helmet to helmet?
Can we do a quick? You have the helmet with you? Yeah. Why not?
I brought it in the car, bro. Dedication.
let's do it. Helmet to helmet. Here we go.
Yeah, the wake is from it's a relative to marriage, so I'm still paying my respects.
I gotcha.
The breaking news is I'm coming to the draft party April 24th.
Hey!
I'm bringing the helmet.
Let's go.
Jen got off. We're gonna buy the tickets. I'm coming down with my girlfriend. We're gonna meet all the ASMANIACs. I'm in there. Bringing the fucking helmet. I want to get it autographed. I'm bringing a white. We're gonna get these in here. We're gonna see all the ASMANIACs live. Can't wait to see all the boys in the chat. And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna say, go Gary. Well-deserved win. Love Craig from Australia, but Gary's guaranteed to be in the finals. That's my pick.
I love it, Ryan. That's awesome news, man. Appreciate you calling in. Sorry about the wake, but love your dedication to the Jets in this show. That on your way to a wake, you brought a Jet helmet. That's amazing. Love it. Shout out to Ryan and his wife. We look forward to having them at the party. RSVP if you haven't. Be like Ryan. Also, Lane Train, I see you in the chat. Lane, I don't even know if you know this, but you won. You beat Clifton. You're going to the Elite Eight. So please call in if you can, Lane. Please call in. Oh, my goodness. All right. One moment, please. I need to take my helmet off, so I'm going to play this.
Weed, this is for you. Oh, shit.
Incredible. All right. God. What a show. Lane says, I am not calling in to your show for N. Okay, Lane. Well, whenever you feel like calling in, the floor is yours. Congrats on your win earlier. If you are aware that you won, Lane. I tried to get in touch with your family to let them know that you were competing. Now, is Lane trying to say he's not calling into the show for now or for nothing? Rick Kent all over this. Lane, the last surviving number one seed in the tournament. Only one seed is left. One number one seed. Oh, Lane says he hurt his face. Well, Lane, I hope your face is better. Hey, Boomtown. I will let Lane know that Kyle Clifton also lost. Did you see the game? All right. Well, Lane, you call him whenever you're ready, all right? You got a couple days till your next battle. We officially will know who your opponent is after the show tomorrow, featuring Vman and Bonesy going at it in the Sweet 16. Craig says we need to start a GoFundMe for Lane's face. We love you, Lane. All right. That's a show, folks. Fun show. You guys are the best. It's amazing how we could have this much fun on a show in the middle of April when there's really not much going on until we get to the draft. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Let's make it official. The great Gary, 3D Boxing. We didn't even need to call in during the show. He called in on the first show. He's out in Vegas for work. He cruises to a win over another great listener, a great humanitarian, and a great Aussie. Craig from Australia. It is official. Gary is moving on. He defeats the 6th seed, Craig from Australia. 61-38. 492 votes were cast. Congrats to both guys. Two great callers. Shout out to Craig, who had to get up early in Australia to make this happen. Shout out to Sarah, Shurzy, Australia Jet fan, all them calling in and supporting Craig. That was awesome. Craig's actually on the line. Craig, congrats, man. Great battle. I mean, there's no shame in losing to someone like Gary. As we've seen in this tournament, certain callers have just dominated, and Gary appears to be one of them.
Look, I basically would have voted for Gary, even against myself. That's how much I like him. That's how much the power that he has. He doesn't even have to call in and plead his case. You know, that's a great spot to be in. But I tell you right now, one of the highlights of my life will be having 4 Aussies on the screen on the show at once. That I never saw coming. That was brilliant.
Brilliant. Just the fact that we had that many people that are aware of even what the Jets are, let alone follow this show, is amazing.
This is just the beginning down here. I'm going to put some thought into this now, and it's time to go into overdrive and turn this into a branch of Asmania.
I love it.
You know, Southern Asmania. I'll think of something. I don't know. We'll have the Great Southern Bowl down here. We'll do something. There's something we can do. And as always, thank you for having me on. Thank you for having this show, because I can't explain to people back here how I have all these genuine good friends in America. They can't understand when I try and explain it. So I'm super grateful. And go Gary. He's my guy. And congratulations to him. I concede.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, the great Craig.
Thanks,
in Australia. Craig, you're the man. Thank you. And I mean, what the Aussie Asmaniac division, the Asmaniac Aussie Club. I don't know. We'll come up with a name. Lane didn't call in, but he did write Jets. So Lane, thank you very much. You're on to the Elite Eight, Lane, as is Gary. Quick look at the bracket now. Tomorrow, Bonesy and Vman, the last matchup in the Sweet 16. Elite Eight action will start on Sunday. And our first matchup on Sunday is a classic. King Lowski, the big fella. Winner goes to the Final Four. Indy Jets writes in, just got 4 tickets to the party. Me, JJ, Weed, and an extra. I love it, Indy Jets. I'll tell you what. Someone's going to sit with you. That is a great table. And very nice of you to lock in your spot. I just got the alert as well. You're confirmed, Indy Jets. Well done, sir. Well done. Comments, questions, super chats. Will cut the line. But I lied. That was just me saying that because I was stalling. Because my computer was frozen. The show's actually over. There are no more super chats. But Lane did make a request. Can you please play the video of me? Well, Lane, I played multiple videos of you today on the first show because you won. You don't even know. That's okay. Again, thank you all. We're back tomorrow planning either 11 or 11:30-ish for the show. So Bonesy and V-Man, check the Discord for updates. I know you guys are both on there, so you'll know when we're going live if you choose to call in. On that note, that does it. And you know what? If Lane wants a video of him to be played, who am I to argue with that, right? And then we'll play some classic Gary because it's his day and he won as well. All right. Again, thank you all. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. Go Jets, everybody.
We head out to the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline and we bring on the Lane Train.
I feel the same way about the Jets. They play the hardest, but I have a question. I saw the play, and you know what happened? He blocked it. I also have to say, how do you feel about Elijah Morse? Do you think they should keep him next year, or do you build it up for who to have for next year? I feel upset about the game tonight. I know they tried hard. I watched it. There's nothing really you could do. But, yeah, I'm just sitting in my room thinking why they they did not win. And I heard the last caller, she was upset also. There was like drinking. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Happy New Year, Lane. Oh, my bad, everybody.
Whoa, whoa. You don't need a quarterback. You need a good football player. That's what I'm saying about Brock Bowers. You need a good football player.
Gary has called back in. He's relentless tonight, man. Gary, what do you got?
What's going on, Jake? I'm a little fired up today. Let me ask you something. If you could get 30 touchdowns out of Jameis Winston and 30 interceptions, I'm going to tell you something about him. Caleb Williams is going to help him in the third round. And if he gets knocked down in round 7, I mean, his fight's going to go to the scorecard. It's probably fixed anyway. I mean, I disagree with you like 100%. What you did, miscalculating about not taking Joe Milton over Zach, a draft prospect. I mean, knockouts don't matter if you land enough jabs and you would have split decision. You don't need a quarterback for a 12-round fight. You get the tight end. You get the tight end. Joe Milton. Knockouts don't get the tight end because Bowers, he's not going to hold the ball as long as Caleb Williams. He'll just allow it to himself and catch it and score down the ring, and then it's a knockout fight. Wait, hold on, Jake. I think I owe you an apology. I just realized I called into your Jets show. Thought I was doing the boxing thing and I freaking crossed all my thoughts. Anyway, we should take Joe Milton and take Tyson over Jake Paul in round 3 of the draft. Thanks, Jake. Gator is a douchebag.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gator. Well done. Well done. Well done. Give Gator some love in the chat. That was well needed after Gary's call on the second show today. Good God. Bravo. Gary up next. Hello, Gary.
That skit that Gator did yesterday, I showed it to my wife. She thought it was the funniest thing she's ever seen. That was gold. I don't know how he does this, but he's got some type of talent. I hope he's using it for good. That guy is incredible.
You know you made it when you get impersonated by Gator.
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. I'll take it all as a compliment.